Hey, welcome back to the Leader Roots Podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Smallwood. Hey, and on this show, we explore the heart of leadership and also thoughts on being a good human resource for others. In today's topic, we're going to talk about encouragement and the power of encouragement. But before we get started, I want to thank you for tuning into the podcast. I'm grateful because without you, the show wouldn't be possible. But I also want to encourage all the listeners to get some people in your life that can help you grow. You know, no man is an island, and we can all use some help to become a better version of ourselves. I also want to thank the mentors who's been pouring their wisdom into my life that's helping me be a better version of myself. So in today's episode, encouraging words can last a lifetime, but so can discouraging words. And I've had many conversations to prove it. So in today's episode, I want to briefly talk about the gift of encouragement. You know, encouragement can last a lifetime. It gives hope, and hope for someone who feels hopeless is a life changer. To be a life changer doesn't require you to have a college degree. It doesn't require money. It don't even require prominence of anything. It only requires you to be able to give the free gift of empathy and understanding. You know, if only we can quiet the noise in our heads long enough to actively listen to others. And I'll tell you, I'm still working on it. And while listening, we need to try to really see the picture of their life as they're sharing it with you. You know, it's interesting how when someone is telling you their story, someone is sharing some of the concerns in their life, we have this tendency to revert to be thinking about our own life while they're talking. We need to get past that. You know, that encouragement brings compassion for where we are in life's journey. It doesn't matter where someone's decision caused the problem. You know, it's hard to genuinely encourage someone that you're judging. It's their decision. They made it. Our job is to be there to listen. So take a moment and think about the people that have encouraged you in your life. You know, whether it was a teacher or a friend, a coworker, a leader at the company, someone at your church, someone who truly made a difference in your life. You know, if you think about it, you can really see their faces. Encouragement is a life changer. You know, someone asked the question, hey, Stephen, you know, as a leader, how do I assure my voice is heard? How do I ensure that the people who I support are listening to me? And here's the answer. Be encouraging to everyone on your team. If you're encouraging to everyone on your team, I guarantee they'll be listening. You know, I've received encouragement from some of the strangest places myself, and from some people I barely knew. Let me tell you this story. About 20 years ago, I spent 5 years as a hospice volunteer with American Hospice in Fort Worth. You know, I believe they've merged now with another company some years ago, but my assignment was to spend a couple of hours once a week with patients to allow family members who were their caregivers to run errands or go shopping. I also spent a lot of time in nursing facilities and living assistant homes to spend time reading and talking, especially to the patients who were there that could still understand and hear me. As one patient would exit this side of life, another one was assigned. For 5 years, every week, I looked forward to my visits with my new acquaintances. It was one of the most fulfilling times of my life. You know, not all my acquaintances could speak. Many of them were in their final days, and some of them were in their final hours. But the ones who could speak would speak life into my life. Here's the question I would ask them. So the ones who still enjoyed the conversations, I would ask them the question, if you could do it all over again, what would you do different? And I'll never forget the answer, especially from the men. They would say this, young man, if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't sweat the small stuff. And when you find out you have 3 months to live, almost everything is small stuff. Guys, I've never forgot it. Well, hearing that theme of not sweating the small stuff month after month, year after year, for 5 years, I decided not to wait until I was dying to not sweat the small stuff. I adopted that life philosophy even back then, 20 years ago it's been, and it's been a blessing. So while I haven't perfected it, the more I practice, you're right, the better I get. So I understand where they're coming from. And I'll tell you this, one day, all of us will probably have to have a doctor's visit, and we're going to get that news. So here's what I'm thinking. I mean, if you were told right now that you only had 3 months to live, even 6 months to live, tell me, what's happening in your life today that's not bringing you joy that you would make not matter? Okay, here's one. What's bringing you stress in your life? And if you were told today you had only a few months to live, so that thing that's causing stress now, how easy it would be for you to get rid of it. Pretty easy, right? So for me, this is how I took it. The people who don't agree with me, are you kidding? Small stuff. Politics, I wouldn't be around to agree or disagree with their policies anyway. Small stuff. Adult children not aligning to my philosophy, I'll tell you what, I put them in God's hands. Small stuff. Anything in my life that wouldn't change no matter how much I thought about it, guys, for 20 years, I consider it small stuff. My new acquaintances who are on the verge of dying encouraged me to live now. They said, son, don't put it off. Don't worry about the small stuff. The encouragement we give each other can change a person's life forever. The encouragement that we give each other, guys, it can change a person's life forever. Don't miss out on that opportunity. Well, that's it for now. Hey, but don't forget to click and subscribe. But even more than that, if you know someone that can benefit from today's show, guys, please share it with them. It's so cool. And to follow me and future topics, especially the other leaders that are banging it, y'all, log on to leadershiponemedia.com. That's leadershiponemedia.com. And we'll see you on the next episode.